Well, in this week's Dropping Justice, morning anchor Ted Phaeton is talking to investigators with the Greenville County Sheriff's Office and who they're trying to get off the streets.
It's time for Dropping Justice on Fox Carolina. I'm joined today by Lieutenant Ryan Flood of the Greenville County Sheriff's Office. And this is in an effort to help get wanted suspects off the streets. We're going to feature one suspect each week. Lieutenant, thanks for being here with us today.
Glad to be back. Thanks for having us.
Oh, no problem. Well, here's how it works. Let's let folks know. We're going to take this chip and we're going to drop it on the board, whichever suspect it lands on. We're going to talk about them and learn a little bit more. So let's take this chip and drop it somewhere in the middle here. And as it comes down, it lands on our suspect, Stephen Ellison. Lieutenant, what can you tell us about this suspect?
Well, he's wanted for third-degree domestic violence following an incident that happened this year where he got into an altercation with another subject and ultimately committed a battery on the victim. So an individual, not only that we need to get off the streets, but we also need to get in custody so we can bring justice for the victim.
Absolutely. Sounds very dangerous. If the general public were to come across this suspect, what should they do?
We really encourage people on this one. They can call 911 or they can call Crime Stoppers of Greenville at 23 Crime. As always, they can remain anonymous, and there's a cash reward with information leading to an arrest.
All right, Lieutenant, thank you so much, and thanks for joining us. We'll be doing this again next Monday on the 10 o'clock news, so keep an eye out for that. And we also want to remind you that we'll have these Dropping Justice segments on our YouTube channel. It's under Fox Carolina News. You can also download our Fox Carolina News app and watch them there.
Covering our counties tonight at 10, we're starting in Oconee County. Deputies responded to a car accident along Brasstown Road this afternoon. It happened around 1 o'clock. The car ran off the road into a shallow ditch. One man was found dead inside. The coroner's office is investigating this as a probable drug overdose. The victim's name has not been released.
In Union County, the sheriff's office was able to arrest this guy, Andrew Bird Jr., following a chase, and we're told speeds reached about 80 miles an hour. The sheriff's office says he was heading through Union County at a high rate of speed when they started to get behind him. Once the sheriff's office started following him, they say he just kept on going and increasing his speed. He ran a stop sign. They say they tried to pull him over, but he refused and again led them on that pursuit. He was caught, and now he is facing a slew of charges. A juvenile is in custody in Greenville County and facing several charges tonight. We're told this teenager led the sheriff's office on a foot chase. Canines were deployed, but they were able to get that kid without having to use the dogs on him. We first brought you this on Sunday during our 10 o'clock newscast. Police did set up a perimeter along Brushy Creek Road, and you can see some of that there. But again, he is in custody tonight.
Happening now, the holiday season is filled with big parties, flickering lights, and festive decorations.
But those elements can also present fire risk, as we've seen with fires across the upstate. The Bowling Springs Fire District issued a very compelling warning. Here it is about Christmas tree safety. They put this on their Facebook page. You're seeing it now. Fire officials say check your lights and replace any string that has worn or broken cords or loose bulb connections. Also, read the manufacturer's instructions for the number of light strands to connect. A few other tips: choose decorations that are flame resistant, keep lit candles away from decorations and anything flammable, and keep decorations away from windows and doors so they're not in the way if you need to evacuate your house.
We have seen several incidents where we had fires on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and it is devastating for the family as well as everybody else associated. The only thing we can do is try and get as many preventative messages as we can out and try and help people prevent this kind of thing from happening.
The National Fire Protection Association works to educate the public about potential fire risk over the holidays. The NFPA's website offers tips, videos, and lots of other resources to help everyone safely enjoy Christmas. Well, 4 astronauts wished the world happy holidays from the International Space Station. The crew sipped on hot cocoa and apple cider while sharing about their favorite holiday traditions. The astronauts also revealed what they'll be having for Christmas dinner: smoked salmon, fruitcake, and harvest hash.
And today is Festivus, the holiday made popular on Seinfeld. As they said on the show, it's a Festivus for the rest of us. And instead of a Christmas tree, Festivus celebrators prop up that unadored pole. Festivus is most famous for the sharing of grievances, the one day a year you're allowed to complain about your family. And you can also participate in the Festivus Feats of Strength, which is wrestling, basically. And if you don't want to host your own Festivus, you could simply watch that Seinfeld episode titled The Strike. Toys R Us closed its doors last year, but this holiday season, the store is hoping to bring shoppers back with a new shopping experience. Karen Kafa reports.
Excuse me. Yes? I'm trying to find a gentleman doll.
Toys and the holidays are inextricably linked. Letters to Santa, unwrapping presents, and the nostalgia connected to those childhood memories.
I think whether you're a child now and experiencing toys for the first time, or an adult and going back to that childhood memory when you opened up that gift on Christmas morning or got that great birthday gift, it kind of equalizes everybody. Everybody loves toys.
For the toy industry, tapping into that sentiment is key.
Parents want their kids to have the same toys they played with. Grandparents remember buying those for their children, therefore they buy them for their grandchildren.
That nostalgia,
everyone has a story.
also helping to power the return of two former retail giants, Toys R Us and FAO Schwarz.
Toys R Us is a 70-plus year brand that is one of the most popular brands in the United States. It's an American icon.
FAO, have a great time. Happy holidays.
FAO Schwarz has always been about people's memories and their childhood, and that helps with the parents and the grandparents, but we're creating new memories for this new generation.
To adapt to the changing landscape, retailers are tailoring their stores for a new generation.
These are totally reimagined stores, smaller in size, tech-enabled, super experiential, with awesome curated assortments.
Hoping the emphasis on play and entertainment will reignite interest in brick-and-mortar toy stores.
We offer is experiences, which you can't get online and you can't get into a big box store.
Conventional brands continuing the classic holiday shopping experience with a contemporary twist.
Boring retail is dead, duplicative retail is dead, but exciting retail is alive.
One toy at a time. I'm Karen Kafa reporting.
Oh, it's good to see it coming back. Toys R Us is back online in partnership with Target, and they've opened 2 new stores and plan to expand slowly. They've also been rolling out Toys R Us Adventures. It's a unique pop-up event in cities like Atlanta.
Well, the Clemson Tigers back in Phoenix for the 3rd time in 5 years. How they're preparing for the big matchup next.
And a bonfire like no other. How this alligator is involved.
And the weather pattern beginning to change as this low pressure shifts to offshore Florida. It's going to mean some clearing skies and some warming temperatures for us in the Carolinas. We'll break down your 7-day forecast next.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're watching the 10 o'clock news on Fox Carolina.
back. The countdown is on for Clemson football fans. The Tigers back in Phoenix for the third time in 5 years for the college football playoff. They'll take on Ohio State Saturday night.
Sports Director Aaron Cheslock here with us. Clemson got back on the practice field today, right?
Yeah, so they landed in Phoenix yesterday, back on the practice field as they start their official game week preparations. So today practice, more press conferences. Tomorrow they're trying to treat this as normal as possible. Of course, as normal as it can be when you're talking about a national championship on the line. Clemson back on the practice field. Of course, they're familiar with this backdrop. The national title game in 2015. Now they'll face the team they blanked 31-0 in the Fiesta Bowl 3 years ago in Ohio State. And they'll play them in the exact same place for the exact same stakes. A trip to the title game on the line. The Tigers trying to get there for the third time in 4 years. So while most teams try to withstand all these bright lights and get to the swing of things during the playoff, this has really become the norm for Clemson.
We're just happy to be here, just blessed to have the type of season that we had. Just great memories, great experiences, the hospitality, and looking forward to a great week.
Here's back meeting with the media again tomorrow. Another practice as well to do a community service event at a local Phoenix high school on Christmas Day. All right, much more from Clemson coming up at 11. We'll also hear from Frank Martin, whose Gamecocks just knocked off the defending national champs in basketball in Charlottesville. A huge win for SC that could pay dividends come Selection Sunday. A ton to get to just minutes from now in Sports at 11. We start our live coverage from Phoenix. Clemson Part 2, it seems to be, over the last 5 years. A couple days from now on Christmas Day, and it's interesting we're heading right back out there. Can't quit these same bowl spots, Miami and Phoenix.
Hey, warm weather.
Warm weather.
I would say I'm jealous of it, but our weather should be really nice around here come Christmas.
Very much a treat we're going to get
Better
here.
than today.
Absolutely. We had over 2 inches of rainfall at the GSP airport, causing some flooding, still causing some minor flood concerns for some of our smaller rivers across the upstate. But so far, officially, 2.71 inches of rain falling at the GSP airport, shattering the old daily record over a century old. Other areas across the upstate also getting over 1 inch, closer to 2 inches out toward Greenville downtown airport, over toward Spartanburg as well. Similar totals across the upstate. Mountains not getting as much wet weather. The heaviest rain certainly stayed over the upstate. On radar this afternoon and now into this evening, basically dry. We are watching a few showers out there, but overall the number of these showers has certainly started to and continue to decrease. We are still watching a few areas of light rain north of Greenville, north of 85, basically on the escarpment, the South North Carolina state line right there, and that would be about it. Elsewhere, where even though you don't see any rain falling, it's probably misting still out there. We still have enough moisture in the air to support some of that fine mist to stick around through much of this evening. As we look at Futurecast over the course of the next several hours here, you can continue to see scattered showers will be possible, but by tomorrow morning, all of the rain should be out. I think Futurecast is probably clearing us a little too quickly. I do expect us to start the day tomorrow cloudy, but we are going to open up into some sunshine throughout the day for your Christmas Eve Tuesday. Things are shaping up much, much better than what we have been seeing earlier today and back on Sunday as well. We are shaping up really, really nicely for our Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, wake up weather. Let's take a look. We're not looking too bad in terms of any sort of chill to the air. A chill, yes, but brutally cold, we're not going to see. 39 degrees for Christmas morning in Spartanburg, 37 down in Greenwood, 40 out in Anderson, 41 in Greenville, and then into the mountains, generally speaking, will be in the mid and upper 30s. I don't think we are going to be anywhere close to freezing on Christmas morning at this point. That's going to set us up really nicely for the rest of Christmas Day, a Wednesday. We'll have a few clouds out there, but overall we're calling it mostly sunny with highs reaching the lower 60s. In terms of nationwide snow, if you want to see, hey, well, where is going to have a white Christmas? Obviously, the farther north you go, the higher the chance you'll see some snow on the ground. But really, there are not as many locations on the map here as usual to see a white Christmas. We are certainly seeing some warmer air being pushed all across the eastern half of the country. Of course, if you do want to see any of the white stuff on the ground, the farther north you go, the better. The farther west you head, also the better. The GSP airport, it was 52 this afternoon, and it is still 52 degrees this evening. Those winds are still up as well. Out of the northeast at 12 miles per hour. 50s across the upstate, upper 40s and lower 50s across the mountains. Winds continue to be fairly gusty. Even into this evening, I'm afraid they're going to stay up much of the night. But throughout the day tomorrow, we should start to see those winds relax just a bit. Rain will continue to slowly fade tonight. The clouds stick around. We'll slip into the upper 40s across the mountains. Your hour-by-hour forecast tomorrow looking much better. How about 65 degrees? The sky becomes sunny. So with this in mind, and with no rain, a calmer wind, I think it's a no-brainer. Rating your day, it is a perfect 10 for your Christmas Eve Tuesday. More perfection on the way, if you ask me. A 62 on Wednesday, Christmas Day, 66 with sunshine on Thursday, 66 on Friday. The final weekend of the entire decade, we could be worse. 65 degrees on Saturday. As clouds increase, our next chance of rain arrives on Sunday and into Monday.